Is this why they needed the public health emergency?
Yes, they needed this to specifically the public health emergency allows them to invoke these illegal laws that I just described, including other transactions authority, use of emergency use authorized countermeasures under public health emergency does not constitute clinical investigation, which means it puts them outside of the FDA regulatory supervision. And then other transaction authority allows them to order undisclosed prototypes. In this word, undisclosed prototype, you can hide whatever you want, a tank, a missile, or a biological weapon. And then, so what also happens under public health emergency is HHS secretary becomes de facto head of the government and a dictator. Again, nobody really knows, but it was Alex Azar, now it's Javier Becerra, who deploys these things on the United States population, on every man, woman, and child here. And he, in his sole capacity, or she, whoever succeeds them, decides, the criteria for this deployment is their personal decision whether these particular things, countermeasure prototypes by Department of Defense, may be effective. That's it. There's no other standard.
Okay, so let me just clarify what you're saying. Normally, the protocols that you had to go through in your businesses, you would do, you do a series of proposals, you design the clinical trials to make sure that they're going to show efficacy, that they're going to show safety. You do those clinical trials for a number of years. And then you go and show the results to FDA, and FDA has to make determinations about safety and efficacy, and has to make determinations that the product is going to avert more harm than it causes, and the appropriate warnings and the the side effects that you put on the manufacturer's inserts, and all these 1,000 things that you have to do to get a product to market and get the inspections, etc. Here, all of those are abolished. And the only determination is that the secretary of HHS decides in his head, with either some evidence or no evidence whatsoever, that the product may be effective.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. So, and even if the evidence then shows that it's not effective, if he can say, well, I still believe it's effective.
Absolutely.
He never has on the market. Even if there's a mountain of evidence that says it's killing people, it's not effective, he can choose legally under his own decision making that I'm going to believe this is effective no matter what the evidence says. And as long as I believe it's effective legally, I can, essentially mandate it for all Americans.
Absolutely. There is no stopping criteria. He never has to reconsider the decision. And since there is no criteria to begin with, well, whatever made him believe so can continue making him believe so.